Hello everyone, my name is Toky. My work is about generalizing the generation of answerable questions from ontologies. A part of this study is accepted for publication at MTSR 2021, and this presentation is about this work. This is the outline of the presentation. I will start with an introduction, followed by the question generation process. Then the results and the discussion will be introduced. Finally, I will conclude. We can generate questions for education or ontology validation, for instance. Questions can be generated from instance or type level information, A box or T box. In this study, we zoom in on the T box and focus on educational questions. Most of the studies focus on MCQ, especially on the generation of distractors. Regarding verbalization, two main studies are important to mention, which are Finu et al. And Abacha et al.'s work. Both of them use free ontology in their experiments, which are similar to ours. However, Finu et al. Didn't evaluate the linguistic quality of generated questions. In addition, they did not provide their algorithm or their source code. Let's talk about question generation. We need to determine first the ontology prerequisites to be able to generate a particular type of question. We need to know what types of questions must be in the ontology, for instance. Also, ontology prerequisites is to know which types of questions one possibly could generate from an ontology. We investigated three approaches. First, templates variables using foundational ontology categories. Second, using main classes from the domain ontology. And third approach, sentences mostly driven by natural language generation techniques. The user evaluation showed that the second approach resulted in slightly better quality questions than the first, and the linguistic driven templates far outperformed both on syntactic and semantic adequacy of the questions. Consequently, the rest of the presentation will focus on the last approach, which uses the following type of template. The type T template contextualize the templates based on the ontology vocabulary using NLG techniques, but do not perform tailoring of slots with any ontology vocabulary. This assumes that the question quality is more dependent on the linguistic realization module of the NLG process than on the representation of the domain ontology. This is an overview of approach 3. This approach selects the appropriate template from the list of templates in input. For that, it uses part of speech, of names and of classes and object properties in the ontology. An object property classifier was developed to help you to choose the right template depending on the form of the object property naming. We evaluated our approach with 3 different ontologies in different domains: African wildlife ontologies, Steph and biotop ontologies. 3 participants did the evaluation. Our NLG enhanced templates approach generated good questions concerning the syntax and the semantics, taking into account the central tendency. This figure represents the syntactic and semantic quality of generated questions for each ontology used in the experiment. We can see that the results are different for each ontology. However, even though biotop was not developed by the same developer as AWO and staff ontologies, one can see that the results from biotop are better than those from the staff ontology. So this may suggest that our approach has not been overfitted to the modeling style of the AWO developer, therewith indicating a potential for generalizability. So, to conclude, 3 approaches to answer question generation from ontologies were developed, involving the specification of axiom prerequisites, a foundational ontology, NLP techniques, template design, and the design and implementation of their respective algorithms. The human evaluation showed that the NLP-based approach outperformed the others by a large margin. The generated questions from 3 ontologies in different domains were deemed for 80% to have very good syntactic quality and 73.7% very good or good semantic quality. The results also indicated good prospects of generalizability of a proposed solution to ontologies in other subject domains. Current and future work involves various extensions, including improving the algorithm, more combinations of prerequisites to generate educationally more advanced questions, and link them to annotated textbook. This is our references. Thank you very much for watching.